Billionaire Bill Ackman may be an incredibly successful investor, but when he is wrong, he is really wrong. In 2006, Ackman began to accumulate what eventually became a 37% stake in Borders, failing to foresee the eroding market for traditional booksellers and convinced he could buck the trend.
The company's really stabilized itself financially. We don't view this as a likely bankruptcy.
Borders filed for bankruptcy in 2011, and Ackman lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
You used to be the owner of Borders. Not the best investment,
sure,
admittedly.
In fact, the worst we've made.
Is that the worst?
Thanks for reminding me.
The worst? At least until his J.C. Penney debacle. By 2011, Ackman had around $1 billion invested in J.C. Penney. He was its largest shareholder and joined the board. Ackman's hand-picked CEO, Ron Johnson, instituted sweeping changes, including ending discounts and creating boutiques.
I think this is the right strategy. I think it's the right management team.
The stakes for Ackman were high.
For your sake and for Ron Johnson's sake, I hope that this works.
But it didn't. The strategy flopped with the chain's customers. Sales plunged 25%, resulting in a $985 million loss in 2013. Ackman resigned from the board with the company and the stock in tatters and lost nearly $250 million.
I think JCPenney is probably the worst investment I've made.
Well, let's not forget Target. In 2007, Ackman was bullish on the stock and began scooping up shares when they were trading around $70, convinced he could raise the price even higher. Wrong again. According to reports, within 3 years, he sold his last remaining shares, losing $1.8 billion on his bet.
Not a great investment. We ended up losing a proxy contest.
And now, Bill Ackman has mounted perhaps his most expensive and public campaign against Herbalife and has convinced at least one person, himself, he is right.
This is the highest conviction I have ever had about any investment I've ever made.
But 3 years in, he has yet to prove his case. Why? Because when Bill's wrong, he is really wrong.